Hi, my name is Meredith Rincars, and I'm a wedding and boudoir photographer based out of Richmond Hill, Georgia. And today I'm going to share with you why boudoir photography is considered a form of art and not just a photo. So, when we're looking at a photo versus fine art boudoir as a form of art, there's more than just pushing a button. There is lighting, there is composition and rules of thirds. Um, there's posing and collaboration as an art director. So it's not just coming in and saying, sit here, let's roll the backdrop down, let me push a button. Okay, we're good. There's so much more that goes into it. Then when we think about fine art portraiture, there's some parallels between classical portraiture and modern boudoir. Classical portraiture that hangs in museums is a study of the female form. It's the study of the way the body moves. Greek classical statues look at the curves and the shapes of the human body, and they highlight them, the power in the muscles, the length of the limbs, the shape of the body. And modern boudoir, fine art portraiture, seeks to do some of the same, where it's highlighting the form and the strength and the movement of the body. So a lot of my work as a fine art portrait photographer, as a fine art boudoir photographer, is inspired by classical portraiture, is inspired by paintings like John Singer Sargent, and comes from my background as a former art history professor who taught about different forms of painting, different forms of art, from pottery to sculpture to paintings to uh, the variety of modern art that oftentimes isn't necessarily my thing, but all of that starts to come together and influences how I collaboratively create these commissioned works of art for my clients in the studio space. So it's, again, not just coming in and pushing a button and saying, here you go, here's your 4x6 print that's never going to be seen again. It's so much more than that. When we talk about fine art portraiture, there's an emotion to it. There is a storytelling aspect that everyone that comes in front of my lens, whether it is for weddings, whether it is for fine art portraiture of a family or anyone, but specifically for boudoir, there is a lot of storytelling that goes into what is being created. And there's a lot of discussion before I ever pick up a camera with my subjects, with my clients, about what do they want to feel? Why did they come in for a portrait session? 5 years down the road, when they look back at this painting, when they look back at this album, this wall art, what do they want to remember? What do they want to see every morning when they get up and get dressed and glance over and see this work of art that is them? What do they want to have evoked from that? Do they want to feel more confident as they go into their day? Do they want to be reminded of something that they overcame? Those are all things that have to happen, the discussion that has to occur before the tools of the trade, before the camera gets picked up, before they get in front of a light, a lens, start a pose. All of that has to happen to inform the storytelling of what I'm creating in the studio itself. And so all of that comes together as me as a portrait artist. I'm not just a photographer. I am a guide on this journey for you. I'm working collaboratively with you. You are commissioning something that as a photographer, we're going beyond to create artwork together. And so when you are looking at this idea of boudoir, it isn't just a whim. It isn't just something that you decide 30 minutes beforehand that you're going to come in and get a portrait. It is an experience. It is so much more than that. And that's why when I talk about women's portraiture, when I talk about boudoir as a fine art form, it is so much more than just pushing a button. So I hope that this discussion about it as an art form has helped you to see it in a different light, has encouraged you to consider having a fine art portrait of yourself. And if it sparked a discussion or a thought, please leave a comment below. I'd love to have that back and forth conversation with you. And of course, as always, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, so that when we put out more content like this, that you don't miss it.